No, seriously, this is the kind of story that makes you stop mid-scroll and go, wait, what? Diddy, yes, that Diddy isn't just sitting in a prison cell sulking and staring at the walls. Nope, he's on a mission, and not just any mission. This man is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. It's like he's planning a full-blown comeback tour from inside prison. Wild, right? Alright, let's talk about the facts first. Diddy has officially signed up for two prison programs. One's about drug abuse, the other domestic violence. Oh, and on top of that, he's in therapy. Like, real therapy, inside prison, full on. Let's unpack my issues kind of therapy. Sounds like someone trying to change, right? Trying to grow, but hold on. Don't get too impressed just yet, because here's where it gets real spicy. He's doing all of this before his sentencing hearing, and that hearing, it's happening on October 3rd. That's the day we find out exactly how long he's gonna be locked up. Now, why is he in prison? Diddy was found guilty under the Mon Act. In simple terms, he was convicted for transporting a woman across state lines for prostitution. Yeah, it's messy. Prosecutors are asking for 4 years behind bars. But behind closed doors, people are whispering that he might only get 1 or 2. And all these little therapy sessions and prison programs, they're not just about healing. They're calculated moves, strategic. His team knows exactly what they're doing. They're building a picture of Diddy as a man who's changing. Someone facing his demons head-on, because if they can make that version of him believable in court, boom, his sentence could get cut down. But here's the twist no one expected. Diddy wasn't convicted of drug abuse or domestic violence. That video of him and Cassie, thrown out. The serious allegations of force and fraud? Not guilty, yet he's in programs for those things. And now, that move is creating a legal storm. Can the judge bring up those other allegations even though he wasn't convicted? Diddy's defense is shouting, no way, he was cleared. They want the court to only focus on the Mon Act charge, but you already know prosecutors are ready to twist the knife. Because in court, perception is everything, and let's be real, public perception? Oh, it's already a dumpster fire. But wait, there's something even juicier that's flying under the radar. Redemption, yep, that word, people close to Diddy have been throwing it around for weeks because this isn't just about jail time anymore. This is about saving a legacy. Diddy isn't some washed-up celeb. He's a mogul, music, fashion, business, media. He's built empires. But now, the big question is, can he bounce back? And Diddy, he thinks he can. Because there's some serious buzz going around that if everything goes right, he might walk out by the end of this year. That's why this redemption arc is so important. He knows the industry won't welcome back the old Diddy, the one who's been all over the news for the wrong reasons. So what's he doing? He's rebuilding himself carefully, quietly, one therapy session at a time. Every move he's making in prison, it's being documented, spun, packaged, sold. This is a man taking accountability. This is someone doing the work. But let's be honest, not everyone's buying it. There's a crowd watching all this play out and they're giving major side-eye. They've read the headlines, seen the footage, heard the allegations. And they're not convinced because in today's world, second chances aren't free. You've got to earn them. So now, Diddy is walking a tightrope, and it's not just about staying out of prison. It's about survival. Let's get real. His legal team, they're not just lawyers. They're basically a PR firm. This isn't about just getting a lighter sentence anymore. It's about saving an entire empire because in Diddy's world, the courtroom isn't the only battle. The bigger one, winning back the public. Who's going to want to work with him? Again, what brands are going to touch his name? What artist will risk being seen next to him? That's the gamble. Because no matter how rich or famous you are, public trust isn't for sale. Now, back to those programs and therapy sessions, sure. On paper, they look like growth. But let's not kid ourselves. Every single move is part of a bigger strategy. This is a man confronting his past. This is a new Diddy, but people aren't dumb. They've seen this playbook before: deny, delay, deflect, then do therapy. Cry a little, rebrand, classic celebrity crisis control. And people are calling it out. So even though he's ticking all the right boxes, it might not be enough. And this is where timing becomes everything. Now imagine this: Diddy walks out of prison before Christmas, a free man. And what's the first thing that happens? You already know: a big interview. Maybe with Oprah, tears, regret, reflections, a few deep quotes about growth, healing, family. You can already hear the background music, can't you? But hold up, let's not jump ahead. The prosecutors still want for years. They're pushing hard, but they also know that's a reach. Why? Because the Mon Act, the law Diddy got convicted under usually targets the workers, not the buyers. That gives Diddy's team a huge opening. They're telling the judge, there's no precedent here. No one else in his shoes got this much time. That opens the door for something called selective prosecution. Translation: you're only hitting him this hard because he's famous, and if that argument works, his sentence could drop big time. So while it might look like he's just doing time and going to therapy, he's actually fighting for his life in the courtroom and in the public eye. And here's the real kicker: if Diddy ends up with a 1-year sentence and he stays on good behavior, finish the programs, and gets credit for time already served, he could be out sooner than anyone expected. But then, what, can he just walk back into the spotlight like nothing happened? Are people gonna say, welcome back, Diddy? Not likely. Yes, he still has fans. Surprisingly, some people are rooting for him. They see the therapy, the effort, the soul searching, and they want to believe it's real. They think people can change. But let's be honest, that group is the minority. Most people are not ready to forgive and forget. The trial was explosive. The testimony, heartbreaking. The details, disturbing. Even though he wasn't convicted of the worst stuff, it's out there. And people don't forget ever. That's the thing: the court of public opinion is often tougher than the legal system. And Diddy knows it. This redemption arc, it's not about serving time. It's about saving everything he's ever built: his music, his companies, his brand. Because without public support, it all crumbles. And the music industry, it's more careful than ever. Artists don't want to risk their image. So what happens next? If he walks free by New Year's Eve, you can bet the comeback will be meticulously planned: a sit-down interview, a teary-eyed documentary, emotional music, lines about redemption, growth, peace, family. And you know what? For some people, it might work, but others, they'll see it for what it is: another powerful man trying to clean up his mess and keep his money. Because here's what no one wants to admit out loud: redemption isn't a press release. It's not a well-crafted apology. It's not therapy. Behind bars, redemption is earned slowly, painfully, step by step, over time. And right now, nobody knows if Diddy is really walking that path, or if he's just playing the biggest PR game of his life. One thing's for sure: this story isn't over. October 3rd is coming fast, and when that sentence drops, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, or 4, we'll know the legal outcome. But the real fight, that comes after, because this isn't just about jail. It's about reputation, legacy, and surviving in a world that never forgets. Diddy's playing every angle, but the big question is, will anyone let him come back? We'll just have to wait and see. Stay tuned, because the next chapter,